Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we are going to completely demystify the exact workflow behind this wild new trend taking over all of our feeds. You know what I'm talking about, right? You're scrolling and suddenly you see a magic cactus pouring water in this perfectly animated, hilarious cartoon sequence. Well, these slapstick AI animations are absolutely crushing it on platforms like YouTube and TikTok right now. And the creators, man, they are pulling in some insane numbers. The reason this niche is just so sticky is that these funny, rapid-fire cartoon stories naturally keep viewers hooked until the literal last second. Human curiosity just demands to know what happens next. So today, we're going to break down the exact step-by-step playbook so you can create these viral hits from absolute scratch. Let's get into it. Okay, real quick, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the viral slapstick goldmine. 2, generating the blueprint. 3, the image generation process. 4, the video animation sequence. And finally, number 5, the content scalability engine. All right, section 1, the viral slapstick goldmine. A staggering $160,000 a month. Yeah, you heard that right. According to Social Blade estimates, there's a single channel operating exclusively in this slapstick animation niche, pulling in that exact amount. That translates to an estimated upper end of over $900,000 a year. And look, this isn't some crazy fluke. The specific channel has already racked up 4.9 million subscribers, with one single video blowing right past the 10 million view mark. And remember, these are just third-party estimates, so the actual back-end numbers, they could be even higher. It just clearly proves that the viral potential and obviously the financial upside of this specific format is absolutely massive right now. And this quote right here brilliantly captures the core opportunity. Most people still have no idea how these videos are actually made. Despite millions of daily views and just massive potential revenue, the actual creation process is a total mystery to the general public. I mean, people are watching this stuff at unprecedented rates, marveling at the smooth animation and hilarious storylines, and they're just assuming there's some massive traditional animation studio behind it all. But the reality? It's way more accessible than that, and that knowledge gap is exactly what we're bridging today. Moving right along to section 2, generating the blueprint. Now, standard ChatGPT use usually involves just asking for a simple text idea, like maybe a funny scenario. But the highly engineered workflow we're looking at today uses a totally different strategy. By using a very specific setup, you aren't just getting a raw, basic idea. You instantly generate 10 different story concepts. And for the one you actually select, it automatically spits out the exact image prompts and video prompts for a full 5-scene sequence. So literally most of the heavy creative lifting, the scripting, the visual descriptions, the directional cues, all of it is already done for you in a matter of seconds. It's a real game changer. All right, section 3, image generation process. This is where things get really interesting. So transforming our generated text blueprint into stunning, consistent visual assets is the first critical phase. To start bringing our scene to life, you're going to open a tool called Google Flow and create a new project. But wait, you don't just paste your prompt and cross your fingers. You have to lock in some very specific settings. We're talking an image ratio of 9:6, a batch of 1, and crucially, you need to select the model Nano Banana 2. I know, kind of a funny name, but it's an engine specifically tuned for 2D animation styles. Selecting these precise parameters is what ensures your output doesn't just look like generic AI art. Instead, you get an image where the quality and style look exactly like a highly detailed frame ripped straight from a professional cartoon show. Okay, pay close attention here, because the absolute crucial point in this whole workflow is step 2. After you paste your scene 1 image prompt and generate that incredible first image, you absolutely must click the Add to Prompt button before moving on. Why? Well, clicking Add to Prompt basically tells the AI to lock in that exact art style, the lighting, the character design, for the very next generation. Then you just paste the prompt for scene 2, generate, and click Add to Prompt again. By seamlessly repeating this across all 5 scenes, you guarantee that your slapstick cartoon maintains perfect visual consistency. Without this one little step, your scenes would literally look like they were pulled from 5 totally different TV shows. Okay, let's keep it moving. Section 4, video animation sequence. So with our 5 static images perfectly styled and totally unified, this is where we actually inject them with life. And honestly, the beauty of this whole process is just how streamlined it is within the same platform. You simply select that first generated image to act as your starting frame, and you click Animate. Then, you jump right back to that master blueprint ChatGPT made for us earlier, grab the specific video prompt for scene 1, and paste it right in. Hit generate, wait a sec for the render, and boom, your static image is moving. You just repeat this process for all 5 scenes, export those 5 clips, and then stitch them together sequentially in a super simple video editing tool like CapCut. Now, just like the image generation phase, the video phase relies on precise parameters to really nail that professional look. To guarantee you get those buttery smooth camera movements and cinematic action details, rather than just some chaotic, glitchy mess, you've got to lock these specific video parameters into Google Flow. You want to set the video frames to 9:16, the length to 6 seconds, and the motion to 1x Omni Flash, which is what gives you that dynamic cinematic action lighting. Doing this gives the AI the exact boundaries it needs to render a flawless, high-retention slapstick moment. And when you stitch 5 of these 6-second clips together, you are left with a perfectly paced 30-second viral animation. All right, final section, Section 5, the Content Scalability Engine. Now that we've completely demystified the exact step-by-step creation process, we have to talk about the massive scalability of this model. Because what we've just built, it isn't just a fun little trick to make one video, it's literally a factory. Since the AI is generating all of this, the ideas, the prompts, the cohesive images, and the motion, all in just a few minutes, you can repeat this exact workflow infinitely. You can swap in different initial prompts to feature entirely new characters, explore wild new storylines, and invent endless slapstick scenarios. It basically allows a single person to build a massive, highly monetized content page without ever hitting a creative wall or running out of ideas. You're no longer just an artist. You are the executive producer of your own limitless animation studio. I want to leave you with this provocative thought to close out today's explainer. We just saw how the power of a full animation studio, something that used to require massive teams of storyboarders, illustrators, and animators grinding for weeks, has literally been reduced to a few automated prompts and a couple of clicks in a web browser. When cinematic, hyper-viral cartoons can be spun up in mere minutes by literally anyone with an internet connection, the entire landscape of entertainment isn't just shifting, it's about to change forever. So how will traditional creators adapt? It is a fascinating question to ponder. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this deep dive, and keep your eyes peeled for the next big shift.